Stranger Things 5? Not bad, but definitely not good enough. Hi, today I'll talk about the final season of Stranger Things, how from a perfect ending in Season 4 and incredibly good 4 seasons, the Duffer Brothers kicked the rock to fall down the mountain as fast as possible. I'll start with the things that shouldn't have been allowed in the first place. Number 1. They could have easily included the Thessal Hydra, one of the most commented as a potential major threat in the final season. This way, we would have immersed ourselves even further in the Upside Down and seen its final boss. But the Duffer Brothers decided to give us nothing but an ugly spider-like creature. They shifted from that glorious, elusive, and sinister giant Storm of Shadows to a physical being resembling a giant crab, just like the kaiju monster. Yeah, I know the last season focused entirely on Henry Creel as the ultimate antagonist, a man turned into a monster. But the Thessal Hydra would have been the perfect finale, bringing everything to full circle. Number 2. The ending of Season 4 gave us the ominous red storm and volcanic ash, covering Hawkins at its end. Where did that go? It brushed aside too easily. Hawkins went back to normal instead of committing to a full-blown supernatural war. Number 3. How was Eddie Munson's death at the end of Season 4 and his absence in Season 5 even possible? The Duffer Brothers made an incredible mistake. His actual death scene made zero logical sense. He had a perfectly good bicycle and could have easily escaped the Upside Down after distracting the Demobats. Standing his ground to fight a swarm of flying monsters with a shield made of nails was not heroic, but a forced stupid narrative shortcut by the Duffer Brothers just to ride out a temporary character. His character would be the perfect addition to the group in Season 5, and seeing Eddie on stage with Dustin or simply in the audience having the time of his life would really appeal to a wide audience. That's all for Eddie. Number 4. The military in the Upside Down ruined its purpose of being a wasteland from hell where the worst of the worst creatures live. I could no longer feel the atmosphere of fear, nostalgia, or anything else in it when they showed it. It seemed strange that the Upside Down just welcomed regular soldiers to build a base and be safe all the time. And how the hell was Kali there in the first place? Her storyline was useless already in Season 2, and to cut her head off once and for all, they just added her character for 2-3 scenes so that others could use her, and later she would die. Number 5. Eleven's death, or should I say, Eleven's potential death. They left a giant blank space question mark about her character after building it in so meaningful and strong way for 10 whole years. Whether she is alive or dead, her character is completely ruined due to her role in the events of the 5th season. After 4 seasons spent struggling to escape the government, the military comes after her again in the 5th season. Even if she is alive somewhere, other than in space, of course, she's alone, living far away from the people who still love her dearly. Instead of this exile, the Duffer Brothers should have written a wedding scene or simply a finale where she lives a happy life. I will stop talking about the things I didn't like at all in the 5th season here, or at least the main ones, and focus instead on what truly delivered the nostalgia and earned the final episode such high ratings. The things that really worked well were just as numerous as the ones I didn't like. So, let's look at the very beginning of the first episode of Season 5. Will in Castle Byers, singing "Should I Stay or Should I Go?" while hiding and waiting for the Demogorgon to appear was simply a brilliant idea, and a minute later being taken to that building and encounter with Vecna, the version we should have seen throughout the whole season, not that walking tree. But anyway, that part triggered a massive wave of nostalgia for the first season and set the perfect tone for the new one. Right after the beginning, I'm going to talk about the ending. Not the battle, but the very end. If you didn't cry then, You might as well kill yourself. I'm joking, of course. Our beloved characters leaving D&D behind and playing one last time. Closing the door on that long journey, Steve and the gang talking about life, Dustin honoring Eddie's memory by fulfilling his wish in that scene, Hopper proposing to Joyce. It was all just amazing. Of course, as I said a bit earlier, if the characters who had died were there too, that would have been the absolute peak. We also learn a lot more about Henry Creel's past, as well as the events of the present. And honestly, the character of Vecna is really well written. I have no complaints whatsoever. The plot introduces us to the brilliant performance of Nell Fisher. Wait, that's true. But what I meant to say is that the plot introduces us to the grown-up Holly and her adventures with Max inside Vecna's mind, which I also liked. Even the podcast part. Will's powers and the brand new skill were great too. That part unlocked Will's character at 100%. And those memes were good too. Probably the last thing I'll say is about Mrs. Wheeler's infinite aura over here and the Wheeler's house attacks. At all. It looked great. Now I'll also jot down other things that were worth watching. Steve and Dustin first having a serious arguing and later reuniting. Unique moment for the whole fandom for sure. The speech Hopper gave to Elle. Very apt. Vecna didn't just make Hopper think he had killed 11, he took our breath away. When Will took over Vecna, good that it's him because they were gonna start a podcast show with a lot of seasons in Krill's mind. Derek's uncensored character, uncensored and smooth. And Joyce enjoying the victory, cutting Vecna's head, ending this whole shit once and for all. That's everything what I wanted to say about these series. For sure, one of the best ever made, with 4 incredible seasons, and a 5th that's not perfect for sure, but brought me several waves of nostalgia, gave me shots, worth it watching and ended these series once and for all. Now I'll just wait 20 years for the brothers to confirm Elle's alive or dead. And never forget, Mr. Clark's the GOAT teacher, not your favorite one. Now I'll just analyze Grown Ups, one of the greatest comedies ever made.